Okay, so now let's talk about geometric series. So when we say geometric series, it is the sum of a geometric sequence. So in geometric series, we have the so-called finite geometric series. So it is the sum of the first n terms of a geometric sequence. The sum of n of the first n terms of a geometric sequence is sum of n is equal to a sub 1 times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r, where a sub 1 is the first term and r is the common ratio, and r is not equal to 1. Okay? So, finite geometric series, it is the indicated sum of a geometric sequence. So, for example, number 1, we're going to find the sum of the first 6 terms of the geometric sequence 3, negative 6, and 12. Okay, so first, let us identify the given. Okay, so we have the first term given is 3, and then our n is 6 kasi we're going to find the sum of the first 6 terms. And then our common ratio is we have to divide the second term negative 6 to the first term positive 3. So negative 6 divided by 3, that is negative 2. So that is our common ratio. Okay, so by substituting this given to our formula, actually, before I forgot, let's go back to this one. Before we proceed on this formula, ang pinanggalingan po niyan is this one. Sum of n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1 all over r minus 1. Okay? So, it comes up to the end of this sum of n is equal to a sub 1 times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. So now, let's go back to our example number 1. So on this example, kaya ko binalikan, we will use this formula. Sum of n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1 all over r minus 1. Okay? So now we will replace n as 6. Okay? So we have sum of 6 is equal to a sub 1 is 3, our r is negative 2 raised to 6 minus 1 over r is negative 2 minus 1. So let us simplify our answer. So we have sum of 6 is equal to 3. Okay, so times the quantity of 64. So negative 2 raised to 6, meaning negative 2 times 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 negative 2. So 6 na beses. Multiply by itself si negative 2. So we got 64 minus 1 all over negative 3. So by simplifying our answer, 3 times 64 minus 1, 63. So we will just use parentheses all over negative 3. So sum of 6 is 3 times 63 divided by negative 3, we got negative 63. So therefore, our sum of 6 is negative 63. Okay? So now let's proceed to our second example. So our second example, we're going to find the sum of a geometric sequence for which the first term is 125. Okay? Given na yung first term. So ang given natin, first term is 125. And the last term is 1/5. Okay? So a sub n is 1/5. And then, the common ratio is given also, which is 1 over 5 also. Okay, so on this one, let us simplify or let us replace the given to our formula. Okay, so we have now, ano yung formula na gagamitin natin dito? So, ito po yung formula na gagamitin natin. Sum of n is equal to a sub 1, okay, times the quantity 1 minus r raised to n, okay, divided by r minus 1, okay? So let us solve this given problem. So sum of n is equal to 125 minus 1/5 times 1/5 all over 1 minus 1/5. So we have sum of n is equal to 3,124 all over 25. Simplify lang po natin yung sagot. Over 1 minus 1/5, that is 4/5. So sum of n is equal to 3,124 times 25 times 5 over 4. You get the reciprocal of 4/5. Okay? So multiply lang natin, we have 781 over 5. So, sinimplify na po natin yan. So, we got 781 over 5. So, sum of n is 781 over 5, or it can be in mixed fraction, 156 and 1/5. That is the answer for this example number 2 question. Next. So, kanina, diniscuss po natin si finite geometric series. Now, let's talk about infinite geometric series. Okay? So, when we say infinite geometric series, it is the indicated sum of an infinite geometric sequence. Literally, the sum cannot be determined. Kaya nga po tinawag na infinite. So, it is endless. So, here in infinite geometric series, the sum cannot be determined. Okay? So, the sum S of an infinite geometric sequence is S, meaning sum, okay, equals A sub 1 divided by 1 minus R. Okay, where A sub 1 is the first term and R is the common ratio. And the absolute value of R is less than 1. Okay? So, kailangan daw yung maging value daw ni R is less than 1. Okay? Less than 1 siya. Hindi siya pwedeng maging greater than 1. So, laging less than 1. The value of the common ratio is less than 1. That's the condition here in infinite geometric series. So, now let's have our example number 1. Okay? We're going to find the sum of the infinite series if it exists. So, we're going to try if 1 plus 1 over 1/5 plus 1 over 25 is existing. Okay? So, to answer this example, okay, so let's have our given. So, given our first term, ang first term natin dito ay 1. Ang second term na given ay 1 over 5. Okay? So, in order you to get the common ratio, divide the second term 1/5 to the first term 1. So that is 1 over 5 divided by 1. Okay? So the answer is 1/5. Okay? So meron tayong first term na 1, second term na 1/5, at common ratio na 1/5. So, kung napapansin ninyo, yung common ratio na nakuha natin na 1/5 ay less than 1. Or yung R natin, yung common ratio, is between -1 and +1. So, therefore, yung series na to converges. So, I mean, the series converges because our R here is less than 1 or in between -1 and 1. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng converges? So, meaning, to tend or move toward one point or one another. Okay? So, it come together and unite in a common interest. Okay? So, meaning, basta yung common ratio, hindi po siya lalagpas sa 1. Okay? Or it is always less than 1. So, since 1/5 yan, so pasok po ito. So, we can now, therefore, the sum can be determined. So, mahahanap na po natin yung sum na to. By using the formula, S is equal to A sub 1 all over 1 minus R. So, sum is equal to A sub 1 natin is 1 all over 1 minus 1/5 kasi ang ratio natin is 1/5. So, by simplifying our answer, 1 of 1 divided by 1 minus 1/5, we got 5 over 4. So, nahanap po natin yung sum, and 1 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 over 25 is an infinite series because it exists. Okay? So, next, example number 2. Okay? So, in our example number 2, find the sum of the infinite series if it exists. Okay? Tingnan natin kung nag-exist tong si 4 plus 12 plus 36 plus and so on. So, we have the given A sub 1 is equal to 4. So, given na yung first term na 4, second term na 12, and then, to get the common ratio, divide natin si 12 na second term to the first term, 4. So, we have 12 divided by 4, that is 3. So, meron na tayong common ratio na 3. So, kung napapansin niyo, if you will notice here, since our common ratio is 3, it is greater than or equal to 1. So, meaning, the series diverges. Kanina, the series converges. On this time, the series diverges. So, therefore, we can conclude here, the sum cannot be determined. Hindi siya pwedeng ma-determine. Okay? So, sabi lang kasi, kung babalikan natin yung problem yung kaninang definition, so, the common ratio and the absolute value of R is less than 1 lang daw po. Okay? So, kaya, yung sa last example natin, the sum does not exist. Okay? So, thank you so much for listening.